Hi, I'm Marc. I'm the spiritual advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Thank you for joining me on YouTube when we'll ask the oracle cards, am I on the right path? The word right has more than one meaning. For example, there's a right time, right place, or direction where you want to be. Now let's begin. I have 5 piles of cards here, each one paired with a unique succulent plant. Pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick the pile of cards that you feel attracted to energetically, what your gut and your heart tells you to, whichever pile you like to choose, what you feel the best for you. To see your reading, skip to the timestamp listed in the description box below. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 1. Am I on the right path? First card I got here is the double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. What does this mean? That to be on the right path, one of the things that the angels are telling me to you, it's telling me to tell you that you're going to do more than one thing. You're going to be doing multiple things to serve humanity. And by doing this, that means you're going to accomplish more things. So if multiple things are coming to you, that means, and don't be overwhelmed, knowing that this is something the angels and guides and God want you to do to serve humanity, because you're here to enlighten people and helping humanity. And that's going toward the right path for you. Also, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. That means you're unbound. And that's what this card is, unbound. That means it's telling me to tell you from the angels once again that it wants you to release all stuff that no longer serves you. That's also part of the right path for you, is to release it, to let it go. Any things that you haven't learned and grow from, work through them. Anything that don't serve you, that you already learned already, push that away. In other words, saying you're working through issues. You're working through anything that's holding you back from moving forward. So you have issues that you want to work through from past lives, from contracts that no longer serve you, or the contracts that you're supposed to follow through, you're supposed to follow through it. So keep those two in mind. So there's an unbound, you want to unbound yourself from things, and you want to keep your mind open to how you're going to serve humanity. I know you're working really hard, and part of the path is there's a duality between the two. And it's telling me to tell you right here is take a break. Take a break. Because you're wearing yourself down. And then come back to it. I'm not going to tell you to stop. But you need to give yourself a break from time to time. I'm not saying it totally to stop. But you want to give yourself a break from time to time, because you could be wearing yourself out. Because the only way you could flow and be on the right path, you got to keep on keeping the balance between the two. So remember that. So keep that in mind as well. It's not only just doing the work, but you want to enjoy yourself and have fun as well. Cracked open. It happens for you, not to you. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to show you that right now. And what that means, that things are opening up. Doors are opening up to you. And they want you to walk through the door. So you're going to be blossoming and growing through these experiences. So enjoy the journey and go through the experiences of, as the doors open up, you want to walk through the doors. So things are going to be unfolding for you. It's like a rose opening up. Here, let me show you the picture once again. So this way you can see it yourself. That rose is opening up. So it's telling me to tell you that keep on blossoming and growing and keep on moving forward. And doors are opening up for you to walk through and grow and evolve. So this is about part of your path is also about growing, evolving. I mean, everything's all about that anyway, but you're going to keep on blossoming and blossoming and blossoming. So do not push away from that. Go toward it. And don't be overwhelmed by it. Now, dealing with this card, and I'm going to have to explain this to you. I got no, pause, wait for a second. And there's a whole meaning behind that, because I'm going to go into that right now. That they really want you to think what you're doing before you do it so you can stay on the right path. If you do things in an awkward situation, you're not going to be following your path. What you want to do. So you need to pause and think about everything that you're doing. Because if you don't, you'll keep on knocking yourself off the right path. So remember to pause and think. It's very important to really think about all the things you do. Even if you have to write it on a paper, write all the things that you're going to be doing and knowing how to resolve it or work through it to stay on the right path. So keep that in mind. To think before each thing that you do. Also about serving humanity. Serving humanity, you're going to be doing multiple things by keeping you on the right path. Remember, multiple things are coming to you. Go toward those challenges that you're going to be dealing in your life. And remember to unbound things that no longer serve you, old contracts, past lives. Unless if you need to work through it, but then let it go. Work through it and let it go. You'll know when it's time to let go. And at times you need to take a break. Remember the duality of having fun, but also working. Sometimes you need to pause a little bit and then come back. Interesting, it's telling you to take a break here, and it's saying no here. That means you have to think before what you're doing. So remember the duality, the balance between having fun and working. And remember, with the flower I just showed you about blossoming and growing, all these doors are going to open up to you. So as the doors open up, don't be afraid to walk through. And if you do this, then you'll be on the right path. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Please remember, I'm here to help you if you want my help. In addition to readings, I also do spiritual coaching and energetic healings to move you toward where you want to be in your life. Please reach out through my website, marchealingarts.com, listed in the description box below. Come back next time when we'll ask Spirit, will I get over my love regrets? Blessings and love to you. And remember to use the tools we talked about today to keep you on the right path. Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick your card. Number 2, am I on the right path? The first card I got for you is, boy, you're going through spiritual changes, so keep an eye on that, because energetic upgrades, a new way of being integrated. There's an awakening. You see the card says? It says awakening. So you're going to be going through part of your pathway. You're going to be going through spiritual changes. So know this is part of your pathway of opening up in the spiritual sense and exploring and experiencing all these different changes that are going to go through with the mental, the emotional, the physical, and spiritual. So you're going through this awakening. You know, a lot of people think awakening is the door will open up to the other side and you'll see loved ones come through. That's a side thing. But what really comes down to is the awakening of having the spiritual experience and going through it mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So you have the awakening of that, of the awareness of what you're going to be going through. And this card says yes. And I'm going to go into detail with this. Let me see. Let me show it to you one more time. Make sure that you saw that. Yes, it is not. This is not imagination. This is not an imagination. This is really happening to you in this spiritual awakening. So don't think you're hallucinating. Don't think it's your imagination. The angels are acknowledging this, saying, yes, this is happening. So if you think it's your imagination at all, push it to the side. That's the ego thing coming out of you. So they acknowledge you to stay on this path. You are having an awakening and an awareness of what you need to follow through and focus on. So they tell me to tell you to be receptive and knowing that it's all coming to place. Everything's changing within you. And I just want to let you know, you may feel it, but keepers on the earth, you are not alone. Your ancestors are beside you. They're beside you. You may feel like, am I the only one that's going through this? Why am I feeling these changes going on? What's going on? I feel alone. Is anyone else experiencing through this? But you're not alone. And this has not only deals with the spiritual awakening, but life in general. Are people acknowledging? Are they accepting you? Are you feeling the way you should be feeling by feeling loved? And I don't want you to feel like you're alone at it, because you have your ancestors here to help you through that, and you could call upon them. So don't think for a moment that you're alone. So part of your path is you always will be loved, and you always will have loved ones. You know, even the ones that passed, angels will come through to you. You'll have friends and family members. So don't think I'm going to be by myself. That's part of the path of recognizing that and also letting them be by your side. That's part of the path of integrating. It's like connecting with family and friends and loved ones. It's the connection is part of your path. It's the connection. Just keep that in mind. And look at this. If you know you'll be supported, what would you do? To trust your faith. Trust your faith. And what that means is that you want to trust what's happening. You're going to look at this. I just want to show you this right here. It's between the two of them. You're not alone. These two cards are yelling out to you and letting you know you are not alone through not only the awakening, but all the different experiences you are on the earth. All the different things that you're experiencing and feeling. If you feel isolated, well, they don't want you to feel that way anymore. They also want you to have faith and trust that you are being supported, but also everything that's happening to you, there's a reason behind it. So you may not always understand. So part of your path is having the faith and trust in everything that's coming your way. And staying connected with people. That's part of your pathway. Stay connected, really important, as well as faith and trust. And then dealing with the awakening of the spiritual awareness of knowing that it's not an illusion. You want to feel nurtured. And this card is telling you to rest, be healthy. So you want to feel nurtured and loved. You want to feel nurtured and loved. So keep that in mind, that you want to feel, so part of your pathway, it's about connecting, but also another part of your path is actually connecting with people and feeling loved. Connected, feel loved. So there's a big connection with this pathway for you, is to follow the pathway. When people come to you, connect with them. They want you to connect. Well, use your intuition, of course. So the big thing is connection with people, loving them, let them love you. That's all stated in these cards for you. and the spiritual awakening. So your pathway looks really bright, but the connection needs to be made there, and they want you to go through spiritual experiences. That's two big things in your pathway that's coming up for you if it hasn't happened already. And also part of your pathway is flowing with it and knowing that if it feels right, go with it. They also want to tell you in these cards, they tell me they want you to go with it, they want you to flow with it, they want you to feel that everything's going to work out, everything's going to come together for you. And take one step at a time with it. But they want you to flow, whatever's coming to you, that's another thing as part of your pathway. So keep that all in the mind, and if you follow this, you'll be on the right path. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Please remember, I'm here to help you if you want my help. In addition to readings, I also do spiritual coaching and energetic healings to move you toward where you want to be in your life. Please reach out through my website, marchealingarts.com, listed in the description box below. Come back next time when we'll ask Spirit, will I get over my love regrets? Blessings and love to you. And remember to use the tools we talked about today to keep you on the right path. Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 3. Am I on the right path? One of the things I want to share with you right away, the first card comes out to me to tell you, how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? What does this mean? Dimming your light to fit in. Well, the first thing I want to say to you, don't lower yourself. Part of your pathway is bring up your self-esteem. I don't care if you have to do positive affirmations or go into more logic thinking, but spirits tell me to tell you that go into more, let yourself shine. Don't let anyone dim your light. And don't be someone that you're supposed to be, someone else that you're trying to show off as. It's not you. Be you, another way of saying it. If it's you and you're being yourself, you're shining. So they tell me to tell you, be you. Let's keep it simple as that. Be you, and this way you can shine. Don't ever lower yourself to act like something else that you're not. So that's one of the things about being on the right pathway, is your own self-esteem. Okay, what is your soul calling you to do? Answer the call. Answer the call. That means the messages that you're getting. The messages that you're getting. Don't think they're part of your imagination. You may get it in a dream. You may hear from other people. So any messages you're getting through, don't ignore them. And they're questioning. Are you answering the call? Are you responding and acting to it? So there's a communication thing here too. So it's very important of shining. Like I said before, don't dim your light. And then dealing with answering the call. That means being respond to what Spirit is telling you. Other people could be talking, Spirit could be talking to other people, telling you this is where you need to go. This is what you need to do. Follow through it. That means, are you listening? If you're listening, then you are finding the right path. And follow through with it as well. So following through is a big thing here as well. Following through by answering it and following through. As well as shining like a light bulb. Dealing with, you're definitely strong empath, highly sensitive. So get yourself grounded. Get yourself grounded. You're an empath. And protect yourself against sensitivity, like dealing with energies on the earth or other people. You're very sensitive that way. So you have to get on top of the spiritual side of you, a part of the pathway of connecting and knowing how to work through it. Even though we're in physical form, knowing energetically on how to work through it as well. It's not just the physical, it's the energetic part. They want you to learn and grow from that. So again, let me just show the card again. It means to get grounded. To get grounded. So ground yourself, meditate. Do more meditation. You need more meditation in your life. To get yourself grounded, because you're more spiritual bound than earth bound. So you got to get yourself more grounded. Now dealing with rite of passage. Rite of passage. Crossing the threshold. Crossing the threshold. That means when you go in the right direction, follow the path, and you'll know when to draw the line or how far you should go. So follow the path. Don't get off the path that they're emphasizing right here. Don't knock yourself off the path. That means follow. That means if it feels good, keep on flowing with it. So part of your pathway is using your intuition, feeling that I am at the right place, I am flowing with it, I am going the right direction. And then you could say, well, I'm only going to go to a certain extent because I feel like I can go up to here. That's where you want to stop. You want to back up and say, okay, this is good. Okay, where's my next direction? Okay, I can go here. Okay, I got to stop right there. Now we got two different pathways where we're walking on to decide where you want to go. So for a good example is, even though you're going down one pathway and to do something to accomplish it, there could be another pathway for you as well to accomplish that, and knowing your limitation on how far you should go down that pathway. So this is a multiple thing going on here. Now, dealing with, there are changes at a cellular level. You're going through a lot of healing. So I'm telling you, you're going through a lot of healing through this ascension, and you're changing on a cellular level. So you're going through spiritual changes. So do not be afraid of it. Do not be afraid of the changes that's going on. And when it does happen, your body feels off mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually, knowing it has its reason, and there's reasons why. So enjoy the experience of it. Don't be afraid of it. And keep on knowing that whatever you're going through is not an illusion. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So remember, to follow the right pathway. Don't ever lower yourself to anyone. So don't dim your light. Answer the phone calls. That means whenever you get messages from spirit or from people, follow through with them to be on the right path. Ground yourself, because you are very spiritual. You're an empath, like I told you. Ground yourself, meditate. Learning part of being on your pathway is learning between how to live on the earth and dealing with the spiritual side. Okay? And then all I can say is, dealing with the different changes going on energetically. So knowing how to deal with it and experience it. So it's a spiritual experience for you to go on this pathway as well. And this is really important. And to finalize this, remember what I said before, multiple pathways for you to be on the right path. When you're going through one path, remember you're going to go to a certain point. Then another path, you're going to go to another certain point. Going through different pathways, but it'll come together. It may sound a little complicated, but it will flow as long as you go with it. When you feel the door open up, flow with it if it feels right for you, and go through it. And then you'll know when to draw the line. Something else comes up. And when I say multiple pathways, because it'll feel like you're going in many different directions when you're really not. In reality, what it really comes down to is you are down one pathway, but you'll know when to draw the line. And that's the big key here. So keep that in mind. If you do that, you're going on the right path. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Please remember, I'm here to help you if you want my help. In addition to readings, I also do spiritual coaching and energetic healings to move you toward where you want to be in your life. Please reach out through my website, marchealingarts.com, listed in the description box below. Come back next time when we'll ask Spirit, will I get over my love regrets? Blessings and love to you. And remember to use the tools we talked about today to keep you on the right path. Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 4. Am I on the right path? First card I got for you is to break the chain. Break the chain. That means that family situations that are not working right, you need to change it to be on the right path. That means things that has happened in the past that you don't want to continue on. What happens if you were brought up in a family that was abusive? Do you want to do that to your kids? So you have to change that, break the chains, change something that you're not used to changing, that you're used to a certain pattern. So part of your pathway, go on the right pathway, is to change the pattern of what's happened in the past that doesn't serve you or humanity. So break the chain is very important, very important. Birthing of a new age. Birthing of a new age. And this is something really good for you to hear, to be on the right path. Birthing of the new age, that means that new start, new beginning in all the aspects of your life. It's the spiritual side of you, the mental side, the emotional, the physical. All these different changes are going on, and it's going to be a new you. So understand you're going through a new creation, a new start. It's like a new beginning. It's like a new home, a new personality. You're feeling great about yourself. New job, whatever it is. It's going to be about new creation, new changes going on in your life. So there's a changeover that you're going to go down the right path. Remember, so all these different changes that come about, there's a reason why. But there's a whole changeover for you to go through, and you're going to be on the right path. So realize that. And this is really important about breaking the chain. That means, or whatever you used to use, you used to have in the past, you want to change that. If the patterns are not working for you, I know you probably brought up that way. That doesn't mean you have to continue on that pattern. So change the pattern. And knowing the new you is coming, your new life is going to start. Protection. That means call back your power. Protection. That means totally protect yourself. And I think that's really important because you have the force within you. Bring back that power again. And you want to be connected. And there's something I just want to show the card one more time with you. And this is really, really important. That's why I'm bringing this card back up again. This is also about cutting cords. Cutting cords is very important. That means old things from the past. Energetically detach them. And let me show you the card one more time. Okay. So that means protect yourself, call back your power, and release things that no longer serve you energetically, the cords within you. It could be from past lives into this lifetime. So you want to protect yourself and cut those cords so you can move forward in your life. But feel like that you need to protect yourself. And that's really important. Now, sharing or share your voice. Share your voice. That means to be on the right pathway, you need to express yourself more. Open yourself more. Let people hear what you have to say. So part of being on your right path is you need to become more expressive. You need to be more open. And when you do express this, people will hear. When people will hear, they will respond to. So keep that in mind, that you need to express yourself. So there's a communication thing going down the right pathway. So communicate, express, and not only with others, but also to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Love yourself. And always allow yourself to be who you want to be by the way you're feeling, by the way you're open, the way you're expressing. Dealing with it, and you gotta draw boundaries. Draw boundaries. It's really, really important. That means you got to know the limit on how far you're going to go with things. That's part of being on the right path. You got to know how far you need to go. If you overextend yourself, people could take advantage of you. And you don't want that. So that's part of learning being on the right path. So draw your boundaries on how far you want to do things. Not only not to being taken advantage of, but also knowing how far you want to go with each experience. So there's a boundary thing. So I want you to be really aware of the boundaries. Dealing with how far are you going to go. And through each experience. So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind, like I said before, is breaking the chain. That means old patterns need to change to make new patterns to benefit you. Okay, so break the chain. Also the boundaries, so how far you want to go with it. And knowing everything's going to be new for you on this pathway. So things are changing to be new, refresh, to start new. So think of all the different changes that you're going through. It's going to be a whole new life. But always protect yourself, because you need to protect yourself. And cut those cords, anything that's going to drain you or put you in a bad place, protect yourself. And anything that needs to get released, this is part of being on the right path, is release it energetically. You could do that through meditation. So keep that in mind, but always protect yourself. Another part of it being on the right pathway, and always express your voice. If you express your voice and let people know how you feel, and be honest with yourself and tell yourself how you love yourself and you want to do the right things. As long as you express and communicate and you go through this, then you'll be on the right path. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Please remember, I'm here to help you if you want my help. In addition to readings, I also do spiritual coaching and energetic healings to move you toward where you want to be in your life. Please reach out through my website, marchealingarts.com, listed in the description box below. Come back next time when we'll ask Spirit, will I get over my love regrets? Blessings and love to you. And remember to use the tools we talked about today to keep you on the right path. Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 5. Am I on the right path? The inner temple. The inner temple. What does that mean? That means you have to start using your heart. To be on the right path, you got to start using your heart. That's the inner temple within you. You know how they say body's your temple? Well, keep that in mind. But the inner temple is the portal to your heart. So you got to start using your heart more to be on the right path. Use your intuition, but you want to use your heart as well. And they're emphasizing on this, to be on the right path. Start using your heart more to continue being on the right path. So remember that. Keep that in mind. It's really important. Sisterhood of the Rose. Sisterhood of the Rose. That means you're a priestess, you're a teacher. To be on the right path, you're a teacher. You're here to teach and educate and guide people and support them. So keep that in mind, even though you could be a spiritual teacher, keep that in mind, that being the teacher to educate, to guide, direct, lead them down, talk about the path, lead them down the right path. So part of using your heart, always use your heart, and they're emphasizing that, like I said before, but it's really important is you're a teacher, you're an educator, you're here to guide people and direct them. And they want you to teach, even though you may feel it or not. That's what they're emphasizing right here very strongly, to be on the right path. You also like to let you know that you are a star seed. You're a star seed. What lights you up, what makes you spark, and that's what another thing, being on the right path. They want to, like, what makes you spark, what makes you light up, what makes you feel good about doing what you're doing. So all these things you have to look up and say, well, what makes me feel good about myself? And what helps me light up to be my best? Part of it is your self-esteem, to feel that you don't have to show yourself off to other people, and be you. And also do things that you could enjoy in life. It could be a career. It could be finding a new love or an enhanced love in your relationship. But whatever lights you up, you go for it. So don't be afraid to really live life to its fullest and to do what works for you. So they really want you to have the ultimate experience part of your pathway. Look at this. Dance with life. Dance with life. That means they really want you to fulfill your life with enjoyment, part of your pathway. With enjoyment, dance with light. I mean, it wants you to go with the flow with it, but also to go with the flow, but also go through the experiences of it. That means letting yourself go and enjoy every moment of the experience instead of worrying about, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. Go with it, flow with it. So it's part of your pathway. It is allowing things to flow. And sometimes you may have to change things. It's okay, but just go with it. Now, you've been training for lifetimes for this. The age of light. The age of light. And what does that mean? That means you're here. You're very spiritual. You're here. You could do healing work on people. Besides just being a teacher, like I already told you, you really want to be and it's right here, to be an educator, and as well as guiding people, direct them, like I told you. But the age of life, the age of light, teaching people the spiritual ropes of why you're here. Look at this. These two go right into teaching right in here, and dealing with show your light and let it shine, and show people what your experience is. That means you're really in the limelight of really being your best, of who you want to be. So they want you to really enjoy that. But they also want you to listen to your heart. That's really, really important. And look what lights you up. There's light and light here as well. So they really want you to light up, feel your best, and whatever gives you the spark, just do it. And to go with the flow with it. So to break all this down, listen to your heart. That's so important. Knowing that you're a teacher to educate. Knowing that you have that spark that they want you to shine. They want you to go with the flow with it. They also want you to know that you're an enlightened soul and you're here to give love and connection and bond with people. and you do all that, you'll be on the right path. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Please remember, I'm here to help you if you want my help. In addition to readings, I also do spiritual coaching and energetic healings to move you toward where you want to be in your life. Please reach out through my website, marchealingarts.com, listed in the description box below. Come back next time when we'll ask Spirit, will I get over my love regrets? Blessings and love to you. And remember to use the tools we talked about today to keep you on the right path. Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day.